And then he wasn't like, man, come on, play it again. He was just like, oh, let's play it again. It's this. So here's another thing you didn't know. He was calling out the notes, and at that time I was just playing by ear.
Oh, okay, you didn't
So
know.
nobody,
You didn't know
for a
numbers or
long
nothing.
time, nobody knew that I didn't know my notes or numbers or nothing.
Yeah.
A long time. And so people just thought
that was the foundation of our family,
yeah.
actually.
And so like
I mean, a lot of people, especially in church.
A lot of times. So when I started doing these gigs and stuff, it was like, all right, C sharp, and I'd be like, people don't know that I was just at the house and I learned it.
Yeah.
So, but when it would be an issue when I started showing up this stuff and they done changed the key. So I think that was one of the times for that because I think he had changed the key. And so I was just like, oh, crap. So I was there just fumbling. And so he was like, it's cool. Let's da-da-da-da. But I left that rehearsal so I always felt like this. So I went home that
defeated.
night. Man.
And now you're
come on.
And now you're undefeated.
Look, but I went home. No, that taught me, bro. I went home and I shedded my A off.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I'll never. And I was in some more situations.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to get caught like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. You learned from your mistake.
But yeah, bro.
Bro, I have an honest confession about that rehearsal. So meeting you the first time and hearing you play, I was thinking back in my head, like, this dude don't sound like he can really play.
Yeah.
But I didn't, but then fast forward, I think I saw you a couple of years later at a musical and you was smacking on bass.
Yeah.
And I could tell, I could saw the growth and how much you proved compared to then. Because I guess that was kind of like your beginning stages, I guess, when you came that.
Yeah, like the beginning. Yeah. You know what? Actually, it was a little bit after that. We had a shed. It was at some church in Fort Worth, like wherever. And we was playing something like he was calling out standards or something. I forget. We was playing that stuff, and we was playing, and then he was looking at me like, oh, okay. Like, I guess he can. Yeah. I guess he know a little something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that one of them. I just I replay it in my mind. Like, bro, I was just really. I knew the song, and I forget. Yeah. I forget, like, I think he changed the key or something or whatever. And so that's what made me like, oh, crap. Like,
and so let's unpack that real quick for the people listening, right?
Yeah.
So you have a situation where, you know what I'm saying, you came in a situation with some better musicians or whatever, and you didn't you wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
You wasn't at the party, and Lucius just told you what he thought about that, right? But then you took that L.
Yeah.
You learned from that, and then you got better, and then the next time he saw you, he was like, man, I think it's important that when we see that, because there's this thing that I see a lot of cats do, and I'm not gonna talk about everybody else. I've even been guilty of it. Like, we'll see somebody on stage, especially a younger cat or whatever, and they folding and all that stuff, and then we talk, we ridicule, we do that stuff, and innately we kind of throw them away.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been guilty of doing it too, and it's like, I want the people watching to understand, it's like, you don't have to necessarily give up on yourself. You don't necessarily have to give up on yourself when you get on stage and you fold. Now, what you do is you learn from that, and then you go get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You go get better, and then for the people, especially the older cats, the us's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we're older, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's important that, like, we don't be so quick to ridicule and, throw them away. Now,
remember where you were.
Yeah. Now,
exactly.
Now, I'll say this, and kind of going back to earlier. Now, if you walk in and you folding and you came unprepared, but then you still walk away from that gig and didn't learn nothing, and then at that point, I can't use you, brother. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't rock with that type of mindset. Right. But then there's a lot of younger cats out here that aren't, I'm gonna say, up there, but they're willing to learn.
Right.
And I think it's important that we pull those cats to the side, and it's like, okay, because even with us like getting kicked off the drums and all that stuff when we was young, the thing about it is they didn't throw us away. You know what I'm saying? Because I came up watching George, Broderick, Patrick, Ramon, you know what I'm saying? I came up watching, and then of course on you got your Keith Taylors, you got your Rodney Taylors on, you know what I'm saying? You got Otis Bird, you know what I'm saying? You got you got all these you on bass, your auntie, your uncle, and like I said, what they did was, even while we was in church folding or doing whatever, they still they said you're not ready, but let me take you to the side and show you what you need to do. All right, I'm gonna give you these tidbits. Now go work on that, and then we'll get you back up when you ready. And I think that's probably something we should work on going back to. As opposed to because again, like I said, I've been guilty of it as seeing some cats on stage and then going straight to Facebook and like, yo, this, these they trash and blah 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 blah. Well, now, they having bad moments right now, but it's like, how about we do a little bit better at not babysitting or coddling nobody, not kissing nobody ass, not none of that, but just saying, okay, hey, bro, I see where you can use some improvement. I've been where you trying to go. Let me help you.
But that person got to be willing to hear that too.
That's very true.
A lot of cats don't feel like they lacking.
And that's why I said earlier, that's important, that like their attitude is just as important. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. All right, let's move on this.
So what is this thing called Man of Integrity? What is
Men of Integrity?
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
We do our research here on DFW.
I just knew it was coming up. Before we cap the last
I
thing,
will
I'm
get there.
Before we cap the last thing, I remember back like the Prophet Bar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When Sean, Braylon, them used to say, "Come play." And so like when I started playing with secular music, it was myself, Nigel, and Jay Sanford. It was all like the guys that was learning at the same time the secular stuff.
And it's so funny because that you just named a grown man list when it comes to bass. That is a grown. Y'all.
And the thing is, like,
super solid.
We would be standing there and like when it was time to switch or whatever. And RC them would be like, "Come play." And like,
y'all were much thinner than
we were much thinner. Definitely that. But we were like, no, like I don't want to, But then we started, getting, they started building us up, and I remember Braylon would tell us like, "Hey, this is what it," or RC would be like, "Hey, for the tell us stuff like that." But that was one of the things that built me as well. And I just play all of that stuff back. And them taking a chance on us when we were young like that. And then giving us opportunities.
Right.
Because I remember the first time I ever played with Sean, and I felt like I was going to pass out. I was that freaking nervous. Because I had heard horror stories like, "Oh, he go da. And it was nothing like that.
Sean real cool, man.
He's going to expect you to know your stuff. But he definitely would say, "All right, here we go. This is this. And this, I'm gonna show you this." And another dude that really blew me up was Daniel Jones. And then I ended up playing at church with him every week. That was crazy.
I bet it was.
So he would come off the Janet Jackson gig or something, or Justin Timberlake, and bring that to church. When we was at DC3, him, me, Tayron on drums, Matt Puckett on guitar, Chadney was the worship leader. Like we was smackaroo every week. You know what I'm saying? But Daniel was like, he would get my mind game up, like my thinking, because he'll say, "Oh, we'll be playing something simple," and then he'll say, "Hey, if y'all know Daniel, he just got these ideas in his head. Hey, next we're gonna go 5, 6, 1, 6, 5, 6, 1, 6. Y'all ready right now? Done. So you like, oh, y'all missed it. Let's do it again. We coming back. Come on, y'all." And so like their retention,
that push,
Like I started now, it's just like it's nothing. Like, okay, this next
that's
thing.
dope.
And shout out to Tree Taylor because he's the one. He came and sat in at one of our rehearsals one time when I had this group, and he came in and he was like, "Hey, I sat in the rehearsal. I could tell." He said, "You're really good. I'm gonna tell you that." He said, "But you don't know your notes." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "I can tell you just don't know your notes." So I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you your notes. I'm gonna show you your notes in 5 minutes. And dude showed me the notes.
Yeah.
Like I started sitting down when he showed me notes, showed me numbers, and that just elevated me. You know what I'm saying? And that was around when I was like, it was later, but that type of stuff elevated me, man. So that was like just crazy how it grew me with that. But this Man of Integrity thing,
because I got a question.
was myself, her